we've been waiting to see what's going to happen with the NBA trade deadline. Well, we have one of the first semi-major deals to go down. The Los Angeles Lakers get Rui Hachimura from the Washington Wizards. We're going to break it all down and talk about it right after this.
The number one place for your daily basketball fix, NBA Central. Hosted by the one and only CEO Haize.
All right, so the Lake Show has made their trade this offseason. We had recently heard reports that they weren't expected to make a major trade, and they were trying to hold on to those first-round picks, considering how many first-round picks they've given up in their last handful of moves. So now the Los Angeles Lakers are sending 3 second-round picks and Kendrick Nunn to the Washington Wizards for Rui Hachimura. Now, this is a deal that on surface may not seem like a big deal, but when you look at, not only are the Lakers kind of planning for a future without LeBron James in a way, and you know, adding talent to the roster rather than really taking something away. Now, I love Kendrick Nunn, and I do think that Kendrick Nunn can be a damn good player on teams in this NBA, but you bring in Rui Hachimura, a former 9th overall pick who has not averaged under double-digit points per game his whole NBA career, and especially this season in which he hasn't started any games. He's come off the bench in all 30 games that he's played, and he still maintains almost the same level of production he had when he was a full-time starter in 2020-21 season. So far, Rui Hachimura in this season is averaging 13 points per game on 37% shooting from the three-point line, 48% shooting overall from the field. He chips in 4.3 rebounds per game in that, 1 assist, right under a half a block and a half a steal per game, and only 1.2 turnovers per game. So again, not like the super huge deal that automatically makes the Lakers this playoff team that some fans were hoping for, but it is a deal that brings in a nice young talent that still has a bright future ahead of him in Rui Hachimura, who's only 24 years old. He's 6'8", 230 pounds, can stretch the floor a little bit, do some things there. This is a nice move for the Los Angeles Lakers. Like I said, it's not anything world-beating. It's not anything that's going to necessarily change maybe their outlook this season, but it does, you know, as they hope to re-sign him in restricted free agency up this upcoming year. He's been on the trade block for a week. They sit there and move him, and the fact of the matter is, with Kyle Kuzma and his improved play, it seems like Rui Hachimura just kind of was the odd man out in Washington. He now goes to the Lakers. They have full intents of signing him to an extension this upcoming summer, and, you know, still putting up pretty decent numbers in being a reserve role. And because he may not project to be a starter right away for the Los Angeles Lakers, they know they're going to be able to get somebody in who's younger than who they sent out in Kendrick Nunn. Yes, they did send out 3 future second-round picks, which is wild. That's crazy. But again, second-round picks in the NBA, yes, you can find a diamond in the rough with second-round picks, but would any of those 3 second-round picks that they draft turn out to be the player that Hachimura even is right now? And if they do develop him some and he can turn up, maybe uptick that scoring a little bit, refine his game, I think it's well worth it for the Los Angeles Lakers. Not everybody's going to agree with that, but I do understand the ins and outs of this move and what this means for the Los Angeles Lakers. Like I said, not anything that necessarily changes what their outlook is going to be this season. It doesn't improve them. They're still a sub-500 team. They're probably still not going to make the playoffs this season. But a player that's come in that was dissatisfied with his role on the Washington Wizards now could be motivated to play better with the Lakers. He comes into one of the franchises that expects greatness every single season. Is he going to live up to that pressure? Is he not going to? Are the Lakers fans going to turn on him after a year or two? There's a lot of questions going into that. But all that's going to be told. The story's going to be written on that when it's time. But the Lakers do make a move. And as of right now, the first team to really make a considerable move leading into this trade deadline. We've talked a lot about it here, how we could see a fairly quiet trade deadline as a lot of players are kind of just hovering around right now. And, you know, the parity has them thinking maybe they're not as far away as what they actually are. But we'll see. I don't think this is going to be necessarily the deal that sets off anything with the trade deadline. This is not going to kick off a bunch of trades or anything, but it could very well be a deal that pays off in the long run and the short term for the Los Angeles Lakers. Let me know what you guys think on everything down below. Make sure you're following the show at NBA Central Show on every social media platform. You can also send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns, NBACentralShow@gmail.com. And you want to leave a text and or voicemail, 773-270-2799. We are the number one spot for everything NBA related. See you guys later. Peace, y'all.
This has been a presentation of the Breaks Media.